A President's Day takeover turns violent at a Bronx mall, and now other malls are ramping up their security.
Police say at least 18 people are in custody, and most of them are teenagers. John Diaz has this story.
That sound is glass breaking after someone is seen throwing an object into Munchie's Deli on Baychester Avenue. Just one of the chaotic moments that erupted in and around Bay Plaza Mall Monday afternoon.
They tried to break in. We closed the door and we tried to avoid that and we tried to call 911.
The manager, who didn't want to show his face, says the situation quickly spiraled out of control and fear set in.
There's over 300 kids.
Across the street, police say they believe this same large group of teenagers broke a window at the McDonald's. Area businesses say this gathering was no accident. The rowdy bunch came together after a planned takeover was being advertised across social media platforms. Police say they arrested 17 teenagers and one adult.
To organize and create chaos, that's just not okay. All I heard was screaming.
Now, there's still no clear reason why these kids decided to do this, but police are speculating it's due to the warmer weather and also no school.
You ever seen a piranha eating food?
So, no school and you just gonna go vandalize stuff? Maybe I was raised different, but my mom wouldn't have let me do it. The belt would have been with the quickest the fierceness that I was scared of that belt. So I wasn't going to be out there.
Tags, they all come in swarm. That's exactly what happened.
Stephen Estrella handles security at Five Below. He says he had to keep the doors locked to prevent damage as the group made repeated attempts to get inside.
They tried to get in here at least twice. It was like they was making rounds.
Concern spreading to nearby Yonkers Tuesday, where police and private security were seen monitoring activity at the Cross County Center in case of additional takeovers. Yonkers police even posting this warning on social media that they would arrest any wrongdoers. From the Baychester section of the Bronx, John Diaz, CBS News, New York.
Let's go over to one more video.
This is the post we saw about a potential teen
One more video about the first
takeover happening here. It says McDonald's Takeover Tuesday starts at 3 p.m., ends until we get kicked out. Now, this did not end up happening, but there was a large police presence on scene in the case it did, a sign that law enforcement is ready to respond to these incidents.
A trail of terror Monday in the form of teens. A crowd of them seen rushing the streets around Bay Plaza Mall, ending with people in handcuffs and smashed windows. Do you know why people are doing this?
Because they just bored, they don't got nothing to do, and they just want to have some fun, I guess, on a break. It's school out right now for the whole week. So
Mount Vernon student Zion Watkins has seen the posts online promoting even more teen takeovers at businesses and public spaces around the area.
Target over here, Cross County.
I think these kids need to get their butt whipped. These parents need to step up and pay more attention to the kids and whip their butt.
Parent Bianca Natal spent some of her afternoon at the salon next to the McDonald's on Gramerton Avenue in Mount Vernon.
All these businesses are shutting down. It's so early in the day.
Where police were on patrol after a post advertising a 3 p.m. takeover.
To me, that's the worst thing. They're ruining the own neighborhoods they live in.
I feel like teenagers want to have a voice and do their own stuff, but it isn't right to have your own voice like this.
In addition to Mount Vernon, several police departments say they're also monitoring social media posts. New Rochelle warning that any activity that jeopardizes residents, businesses, or visitors will be swiftly addressed to the fullest extent of the law. And Yonkers police highlighting their significant personnel, specialized units, and regional partnerships ready to deploy at a moment's notice.
To be caught in that place where you didn't expect anything to happen, I feel like that's really scary.
A police presence also on display Tuesday outside Cross County Center. Another takeover site circulating online.
My message is stop it. Go home, entertain yourself, read a book, stay home.
And the message from police, parents should talk to their kids to make sure they are not participating in these takeovers that can put themselves or others at risk. And neighbors should stay vigilant and report any credible concerns.
Parents need to watch their children. Some parents need to whoop their children. It's as simple as that. There's no way you should be out there. You're so bored to where you're just going to meet up with a bunch of people and just cause violence and cause destruction where you are. What are we doing? It's just something I wouldn't have thought of as growing up. There was times on summer break I was bored. You know what I did? I stayed in the house and watched TV. I drawed, played my game, texted my friends and met up with them at like their house to play like some basketball. I wasn't going to go and meet up at a random business and start breaking windows. Now let's go over to the most recent takeover that happened.
Vanessa, good morning. And Nassau County Police announcing at least 9 arrests here yesterday, and video captures the chaos as people were just confused, on edge, as throngs of teens began arriving into the mall here at Green Acres unsupervised. One woman saying she and her daughter took shelter in a store.
We got locked in Akira for like 2 hours because we couldn't do anything because they said it was a chaos. There was a riot going outside. It's scary because you don't know what's going on the outside. I don't know what's going on with my car. I don't know what's going in.
Citizen video showing one of those large swaths of young people swarming and Nassau County Police arriving to meet them at the Green Acres Mall. We're told the unauthorized gathering was promoted on social media. Pix 11 obtaining a flyer announcing the teen takeover starting at 3 p.m. Thursday and only ending once they're forced out. And video shows authorities appearing to detain some young people in that crowd. Green Acres Mall security and Nassau police remaining on scene for hours Thursday, inside and outside the mall. Some shoppers saying kids were only allowed into stores with a parent. One man saying the situation here was upsetting.
That's going on here with all these kids running up and down all over the place. I think some parents need to really start taking, just more steps to know what their kids are up to.
And back live, all this happening too as local police are tracking even more announcements of teen takeovers on social media here. A takeover at the Bronx's Bay Plaza Mall on Monday resulted in at least 18 arrests there. And authorities in Mount Vernon, New Rochelle, and Yonkers are warning too that should any teens try that in their jurisdictions, they will be met with patrols.
Police swarm along Island.
Now let me say something. The first thing I'm going to say is that these teens who are arrested most likely won't get any serious punishment. They're most likely going to be released to their parents the same day. And that is the problem. The problem is that kids know, or teens know, that when they do something bad, their parents will come get them out, or they will be released. They will barely face any kind of penalties for their actions. And that is what's happening with America and just all around. Because kids don't fear the consequences anymore. They don't fear the consequences at home. They don't fear consequences from the police. My first fear when I was growing up was my parents. That belt, that right there. And then next was the police going to jail. But I guess they don't care about that anymore. Let's keep going.
Mall after yet another so-called takeover by a large group of young people that ended in 9 arrests. This is at least the second planned takeover at malls in our area this week. Naveen Dhaliwal has the story.
Nassau police rushing to the scene for reports of a large group of teenagers at the Green Acres Mall in Valley Stream. It's the latest so-called mall takeover organized by young people through social media posts. The large group disrupting business and creating chaos.
That is crazy. There are all these kids running up and down all over the place.
We saw several young people, some wearing backpacks, being taken into custody. Mounted police combed the parking lot as the mall shut down. Aisha Hurley was inside shopping.
Next thing you know, I can't come in and go out of the mall. Like we got locked in Akira for like 2 hours.
This was the second mall takeover this week, the first in the Bronx on President's Day, and now some shopping mall security is keeping an extra close eye on their cameras. Teens smashed glass at a deli on Baychester Avenue in Baychester. Police say it was one of the chaotic moments that erupted in and around Bay Plaza Mall Monday afternoon.
They tried to break in. We close the door and we try to avoid that and we try to call 911.
Police say they believe the same large group of teenagers broke a window at a McDonald's across the street. In total, 18 people were arrested. On Tuesday, social media rumors prompted a heightened Yonkers police presence at the Cross County Mall just north at Ridge Hill. Police may not be immediately present, but the cameras are watching, and some say this behavior begins at home.
Parents need to really start taking more steps to know what their kids are up to.
It's very a shame because back in my days we never did this kind of stuff. No. It's the type of discipline and the respect people have now is really absurd.
100%. When I was growing up, never would have even crossed my mind. It would never cross my mind to even think of doing something like this. Now let's see. So we know that there was 2 takeovers, ongoing police response. That's the main thing I want to look at. So the law enforcement agencies across the region are currently on high alert for copycat events. Nassau County police are monitoring posts promoting a meetup at Roosevelt Field Mall this Sunday with the caption, "Pull up and bring boxing gloves." Westchester County, you got the real-time crime centers tracking chatter regarding a cross-country center in Yonkers and potential gathering of the New Rochelle and Mount Vernon. Some malls, such as Green Acres, have temporary rules requiring minors to be accompanied by parents. But at the end of the day, you know what they need. Do you know what they need? They need this right here. This is what they need right here. They need to get beat with the belt by their parents. But they don't want to do that. And you got the gentle parenting style nowadays. I never understood that. There's a difference between punishment and abuse. You can whoop your child because they did something wrong as a punishment. But if you just straight up beat them, yes, you beat them and just beat them like they're senseless. Yes, that's abuse. You shouldn't be abusing your kids, but kids need punishment. Kids need some kind of punishment to help them grow. At least that's my understanding. You might feel differently about it, but it just goes to show what's happening to the kids nowadays. But it's a crazy world we live in, y'all. But let me know your thoughts on that situation and let me know if you disagree with anything I said.